So that's going to be our next topic. What are the functions of a camera? So have you ever thought of looking inside a camera? So I think most of you having a camera would have at least thought for a second, like how would it look inside the particular camera? Do you all of you already have a camera in your hand, and not just the camera, even if you have a smartphone on your hand which has a camera, that is more than enough. Just go ahead, just have it in your hand, and we are going to know what is there inside that particular camera. So the camera has two major components. One is the body and the lens. So for this particular DSLR that I have in my hand, so this particular is the body and this is the lens. So I'll be able to take it out, and this is the lens and this is the camera body that I have. So this is the lens and this is the camera body. So when you take a mobile phone, so this is the camera body and this is the lens. So this camera lens and the camera are attached to each other so that you are able to experiment and control the light in and around you. We are going to know the components of a DSLR. So basically a DSLR camera. So DSLR, as I told, is this is the camera body, and the camera body has these several components that are attached to it. So when you see a camera body, you see 11 major components that are attached to this particular camera body. So the first one being a viewfinder, and you have a pentaprism on this particular camera, and then from a pentaprism you have the focusing screen, and then the condenser lens, and then when you go ahead with the condenser lens, you have the digital sensor. You will, when you open up your lens from your camera, you'll be able to see the digital sensor right here in your camera. If you are able to open up your lens, you'll be able to see the digital sensor. So that is the digital sensor of your camera, and you have the shutters over here, and then you have the display that is at the back, and then you have the electronics that is right behind the display over here, and you have this autofocus system that is also present inside the camera body, and then you have the reflex and the relay mirrors. So whatever you see right here, no, is everyone able to see my camera over here? Whatever I show you, you are able to see a glass kind of thing. That is the reflex and relay mirrors. And as and when you click now, you will be able to see that thing open and close. So that is how they actually when the light comes in, and these reflex and relay mirrors, they reflect the light towards the sensor, and then the electronic processing happens, and then the image is being captured. So this is the major uh, what is this function of this particular camera body. Yeah. So you have this small button over here on your camera. Next to the lens, you have this small button over here. You're able to see this small button. So you just hold on to the button, and then you turn your lens anti-clockwise, and then you remove it. So this is how you remove the camera and the lens. So make sure you do not remove this camera and lens on an open atmosphere. So they say you do not open your camera and lens on light. So that is actually not true. So previously, exposing this particular sensor to light was not advisable, but now it is not a problem. You can directly you can directly use this, and now I can also show you on how this particular relay and reflex mirrors work. So when you see right in, just look into this one, this reflex and relay mirrors open, closes and open as I click. How do you put it back? So you have this white dot over here on this lens, and on the camera body you have this red and white dot. So you match this white dot and the white dot on your camera rim. So match it and then turn it clockwise. You hear a sound, tick wala sound, and that approves that your camera and the lens are locked, and post which the camera lens is not going to come out of the camera, it's going to stay there. So there is a chip, golden wala chip, so over here on your camera. So when you this golden wala thing on the here, when you do it forcefully, that will get damaged. So make sure you press this button before you remove your lens. So that is how you do remove your lens and your camera. So now I'm getting back to the slides. So these are the specific components of this particular camera body, and you have something called as the lens. This part of the camera is the lens, and the lens has its own components, such as it has focusing elements, it has aperture slits, it has zoom elements, and frontline gathering elements. Frontline gathering elements are those that you are able to see as you open the lid. So when you open the lid of the camera, whatever you are able to see over here, it is the frontline gathering elements. So when you see the lens on this side, you will be able to see two, three layers of lenses, and you will also be able to see the zoom elements as well. Yeah. So make sure you close one end and look through the other end, so that you will be able to see it clearly, or yeah, or you directly expose it to a light, but make sure you are not in a dusty area, so that there is a lot of dust that gets into your lens on either sides. So cleaning that will be a tough job. Make sure you are not on a dusty area. Yeah. So 6 and 9 are the digital sensor, shutter, display, and electronics. Yeah. So the lens is actually basically used for getting in the light from the camera. Getting in the external light and then reflecting it into the sensor. So reflecting it into the sensor, and based on which the electronics actually works in capturing the particular image. So that's how this particular thing actually works. So the lens does not have anything up to capture, it just have something to control the light, and the major capturing, everything is done only by the camera body. So this is where you actually see, and these are the several elements on your camera that helps you capture the image. So these are the several components. So as I mentioned, there are 11 components on this camera body, and other components on the lenses. So 15 components in total, and this is how you actually capture the image. These are the components of your particular camera.